Do you ever wonder what a Gen X thinks? Welcome to Gen X Talks.
Oh, I'm awake. I'm awake. Don't know what's going on, but I'm awake. It's Friday. God, the week is done. And, you know, I want to say so much like, it's Friday, the week is done, everybody's happy, everybody's clear, we're moving on. But how many of us are going to have a relaxing weekend now? There's some of us. There's a couple. There's one person on staff here, and there's one person who's just a fine collaborator of minds and events, and their families are at the lake. So they have no responsibility. Nobody's cutting any grass. Everybody's going to have a good time at the lake. They got cabins. They got, you know where I'm at? My dumb ass is stuck in the middle of the desert with a honey-do list a mile long, and my wife is going to be sitting on the couch watching Oprah reruns and eating bonbons if she's not outside in a bathing suit and dark glasses and high heels with a whip in her hand, and not in a good way, in a bad way, making me do chores out in the sun. I guess that's okay. It's the lot I've chosen in life, and I should be happy that I'm here. But wherever you are around the world, this is a world show, of course, you guys have your own destiny. Some of you, it's work is over. It's Friday at 6 o'clock. You've grabbed a pint. Deepak's already at the pub, throwing one back in his favorite corner booth. And over there in Ireland, that's the way that you do things, so he's doing them like you do. And the rest of us, some of us are heading Friday morning because it's the work. It's time to get up and get going. Some of us have been at work for 2 or 3 hours, moving pieces around the board, and that's a good thing, waiting for the weekend to start tonight. Wherever you are, if it's Friday, your weekend is just about to begin. And other than the two people with their families that are up at the lake, which I hate both of them very much, I'm jealous, envious, and every other word I can find out that means that I should be there and they shouldn't be, which isn't true. I deserve to be where I'm at in life. The rest of us are putting forth our best foot, and that's all we've got. So welcome to the World Show. The sheets to my left, to your right are the sheets. If you guys write something wonderful, if you write something poignant in the comments, and if I miss it, because remember, if I'm talking here, I can't see what's going on there. My wife, Gen X Mom, she'll copy and paste your comments. She'll put them up here, and we'll keep the program going that way. But for now, I want to start off with some things. I did a little show prep for once. Can you believe that? Yeah, we did a little show prep. Some stuff going on in the world. A few things going on in the United States of America. And just a few pictures I wanted to show you. Some things I want to talk about real quick. And then we can move on to the bulk of the broadcast. From a Generation X lens, if you will. And I use that term lightly. It used to be Generation X, Generation X, Generation X. Now, I'm kind of thinking it's just more common sense because I've run into some older millennials that behave just like Generation X. I've run into a few boomers that behave just like Generation X. So I'm going to have to think of a new terminology. I'm going to have to think of some word that encompasses the common sense of intergenerational conversation, if you will. So we'll get to that in a minute. But I want to show you some stuff. If the stream deck works here, it looks like it's starting to. There's a few things. Okay, first, I know it's on everybody's mind. You guys all across the planet are laughing at us. Rightly so. Laugh away. You ready? Okay. Cocaine in the White House. Trump lashes out at the Biden family media after cocaine found at the White House. Now, typical politics, you know, there's cocaine. I never found cocaine in the White House. I never heard that story before. I've been on this planet 55 years. Perhaps that happens more than I thought. I don't know. So, you know, Trump's going to jump on that and everyone's going to make a joke about Hunter Biden brought it in with his hookers or some story. What was funny was that the media says, okay, all right, it was a small amount of cocaine in a very common area. You know, there's White House tours every day. A tourist could have brought it in. There's deliveries. You know, the UPS guy could have left it there. There's also a FedEx guy there's all sorts of stuff. Then the story develops and you learn more and you learn more. Now they've backed up to, okay, it was quite a bit of cocaine, and it was left in one of the cubby holes in the executive area where just the family and executive staff goes. Now, they won't tell. I've never been to the White House, and it's not for a lack of being invited. I get invited weekly. I just choose not to go, and that's not true. That was a lie. And it sounds like, you know, when you have to go check in, when you go visit someone in jail, or you have to put all your stuff in a locker, and you close the locker, and then you go in. Because it sounds like, well, it's in a cubby hole right outside when you're going into the executive area. When you're a family member or you're a senior state, you put all your gear here, and then you take your briefcase and go in there. It sounds like what they're saying is that it was someone who was like, here, just take my gun and my Playboy magazine here. Oh, here's, hold my cocaine, and I'm going to go talk to the president, and I'll be right back. Well, I don't know how many people have access to those cubby holes. And so I'm going to tell you, on behalf of America, to the rest of the world, we're a little fucked up right now because that kind of shit should really not be going on, in my opinion. But Trump capitalized, and I thought that was funny too. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, there's something here. It's a stupid story in America going on. This happens every year. Every 4th of July, they say, it's the American flag and the 4th of July and fireworks and Independence Day. And Betsy Ross made the... And there's always some dude who goes, do you know there's no proof that Betsy Ross actually made the flag? It's probable that her family was capitalizing on the drama and the sensationalism. And, she really didn't... I don't know. You hear stories like that all the time, but we all know some guy like that, don't we? Every time you tell him some story, there's always some dude who wants to, well, actually, though, if you want to be factual about it, there's always some dude who does that. They show the 4th of July and Memorial Day and Veterans Day. They show the raising of the flag at Iwo Jima, and there's a statue. There's a statue of these 4 guys or 5 guys planting this flag, raising the American flag. That was actually the second time they did that. As a fun fact, they actually did it first in a much more simple way, and a photographer saw them doing it and said, "Hey, could you reenact that? Do it over here so I can get a good picture of it." So what you're seeing is fake. What you're seeing is false. That's the kind of shit they do. Now, is it historically accurate what the guy's saying? Yeah. Did Betsy Ross sew the first? It's pleasant to think of this little old lady with white hair sewing the 13 stars on the flag. Yeah, it's nice to think of, but is it true? I don't know. Probably not. The way everybody screams and yells about it, I'm going to say it's probably not true. There's probably a story behind it, but I like the legend. I like the folklore behind it. I just like that. It's like when they show the flag being raised at Iwo Jima. I hate when some guy comes along. That was the second. That was reenacted. Fuck. I got it, dude. And, if you want to live in a fantasy world where Betsy Ross and the flag was, go ahead. But I live with history and I live with facts, motherfucker. And I'm true to the facts, whether they're good or bad. I got it. Every country's probably got stories like this. We can't be the only people who embellish the better part of a story or the legend or the lore. Are we the only assholes that do that? We can't be. It's got to be like human nature, not just American. We can't be the only jerks doing that. And then it comes down to, and they always catch you at a story like this. They always catch you the same thing. Well, do you want to celebrate and believe the lie and perpetuate the lie? Or do you want to know exactly what happened with history? I got to tell you, I kind of like the legend. I kind of like the lore. I kind of like the fun story, the representation. I think you should teach both. I think you should say, well, this is Betsy Ross, and she might not have been the girl, but it's fun to think about, the little old lady with the sewing needle. Now, there are situations when, and let me get rid of this now. Now that we all know what I'm talking about here, there are situations where I have been taught something as an American kid. I'm not a kid anymore, but I was once. I was taught something as an American kid that turned out, when I learned the truth versus the legend, when I learned the history versus the lore, I didn't like the legend anymore. Take Columbus. Columbus discovered America. All right, got it. Seemed fine to me. I didn't care. And then as time went on, you learn that guy was just a fucking asshole. And there's people that can say, well, that's the way people were back then. You got to understand the context. The people acted this way and did these things. That applies in some areas. I'm not saying it's correct. I'm not saying it's what you do. No. But I can give me some understanding in context and the way someone in history behaved because of the time they lived in, the time they were brought up in. I got it. But not what he was doing. His shit was fucked up. Raping and murdering and kidnapping. It was bad all over the place, man. Now I don't want to celebrate Columbus and the good things that he did, because some of the shit he did was pretty impressive. But there's so much bad that goes along with it. You're like, you know what, dude? Hard pass on Columbus just because that was terrible. And there's times when I think history needs to be at the forefront of the legend and the lore, because if it's the bad stuff surpasses it, and that's a real fine line. Now, Betsy Ross and the flag, nah, I don't care. I kind of like the idea of Betsy Ross sewing the flag, the nice little old lady, and she's doing her part for the new nation. I like that part. Now, unless you're going to tell me that woman got up and started beating people over the head with a cast iron pan and killing them, if she's not doing something like that, I'm kind of teach both. Here's historically how it was, but here's what we all pretend and we think in the legend and the lore and the story. Fine. Leave it there. I like that part. I like living in the fake part, if that's what you want to call it. I like the stories. Sometimes the stories are more fun and entertaining and a little more nostalgic and kind of get your blood pumping. That's what they're for. You want to teach both, but don't tell me I can't enjoy the story that goes along with it because some asshole is going to be in the corner going, well, if you just want to live in a false world where you believe every fucking thing, you goddamn ugly son of a bitch. They're talking about me. I've given you the facts here. You shouldn't celebrate Betsy Ross anymore. Fuck off. I like Betsy Ross. So there's a question for you. Then it comes down to what do we believe as our generation or as Generation X or whatever? Do we always want the historical 100%, or is sometimes the story okay? And can't you teach both? Can't you teach both without some fucking idiot? And like I said, we all know a guy. We all know a guy who has to run in and start telling you that, fun fact, what you believe is wrong. And here, let me tell you some stuff. Shut the fuck up, man. We're just having a good time here. And they always defend themselves. Oh, well, if you don't like history, if you're just going to be an asshole about it, fine, fuck off. What the hell is going on here? Boy, my screen's all wacky. All right, let me jump over here. Some stuff in blue. Stuff in blue. Blue means that I have to say it because we're on topic right now. Belladonna Stargazer, new member. I just told my little girl about Johnny Appleseed and Babe the Big Blue Ox. Legends are great. Yeah. They're stories. Everybody grows out of the stories, but they're fun and they keep you thinking and they get you going, your mind going about stuff. Deepak, remember for 1 year, legend has it Saint Brendan from Ireland discovered America. All right. Well, I don't even know who Brendan from Ireland is. So your story's not getting out there, Deepak. If you're gonna, Brendan from Ireland discovered America. Okay, now there's two of you that know that. You and Brendan, because nobody else knows that. I love Deepak. James Parrott, hey, General, we have been lied to for generations. All right, here we go. James Parrott. Hey, General, we have been lied to for generations. Not okay with me. I respect you, sir, but don't embrace the lore. Embrace the true history. Right or wrong, it's facts. Didn't I cover that? Didn't I just say that? Didn't I say, can't we teach both? Unless there's something horrific about it, who cares? Can't you say, well, there's this little company over here that began the American flag and they developed the American flag, but we always think about Betsy Ross and the little old lady. Why can't you just, and then if they want to talk about Betsy Ross, let them. I don't, you guys, see, the hard part is you have to know where to draw the line, and I don't know that I know all the time. With Columbus, going with history. Betsy Ross, I want to know the history, but I like the idea of her doing it. The flag at Iwo Jima, yeah, all right, so they raised it twice. Big fucking deal. I'm not bringing it up again. I don't care. I like the symbolism. I like the patriotism. I don't want to belittle those moments. Now, I'm just going to have to figure those out as I go, make my own judgment. I can't write it down in a book. I don't think any of us can. Well, believe this and don't believe that and put this in there, but go with the legend, go with the lore. I don't know. Being lied to for years is one thing. When you know the truth, is it a big deal? Yeah, it's a big deal to know the truth. Why can't you also go, well, factually and historically it happened this way, but we always celebrate it that way. Who cares? Who really gives a shit? God, Mr. Fibble, new member, you should check the book Lies My History Teacher Told Me. It's probably full of them. But then I'd have a whole book of those things where I have to go through and go, yeah, that's cool, but I don't care. Ooh, that's cool. That's uncool, and I do care. I mean, there's probably a ton of them like that. I'll have to make my own judgment. All right. General Foodie member for 2 months, checking in from England. I hope everyone is doing fine. It's Friday evening for us Brits. Just poured a rum and lit a cigar. There we go. And BC Towing, I actually live 20 miles from Mr. Gen X himself. Well, that's good. BC Towing, it's not too far away. It's pretty close. You should come over and we could have a beer and a hot dog, man. Dom and Channel, new member, got you guys plugged into the shop radio. Well, Dom and Channel, wherever everyone's listening to at your shop, I don't know if it's just you or if there's 20 people around you, but good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you may be, and we'll continue on from there. Tom Kowalski, member for 4 months, bottom of the glass nation. He just wrote thank you. Tom's, it's a little more context, Tom. He just writes, thank you. All right, let me try again. Tom Kowalski, member for 4 months, bottom of the glass nation, writes, thank you. Tom, you're welcome. Did we complete the sentence there? All right. Paul McDonald, member for 1 month. When the legend becomes fact, print the legend. Oh, interesting, man. Interesting. That's something there. All right, let me jump back over here. I had more stuff. I'm not going to get hung up on that. I just want you guys to know that there's a difference between the two. We should always know the history. We should always know the truth. But once we know the truth and the story, sometimes they're blended. Sometimes they're completely different. I don't know. Figure it out for yourself which one you want to talk about, which one you want to. I think I should tell my kids both, but yeah, it's talk when you bring up the flag, I'm talking about Betsy Ross. I don't give a shit. Okay, where was I? There was more stuff. Yeah, this one came up the other day. This is from you global experts. And there's people over in, God, I think it's France and Germany that are pushing this thing. They say the recent events that indicate Earth's climate has entered uncharted territory. Now, this is climate change. This is global warming. I'm not disagreeing the Earth is getting warmer. All right, I'll go along with that. It is. But you can't prove that people caused it. That's the part I'm confident about. I'm not saying we didn't have a hand in it, but everything you're doing is saying the Earth is getting warmer and people caused it. Remember, global warming got changed because global warming was kind of a very narrow thing. Now we move to climate change. Anytime there's a tornado, a hurricane, a flood, too much rain, not enough rain, too much sun, not enough sun, whatever it is, we can call it climate change. Look what's going on. But still, the underlying thing is the Earth's getting hotter and people did it. And I've shown you guys pictures. They say, look at this ice glacier in 2020. Look, it's way back here. It's receded. So many miles this glacier is now. Look at this picture from 1800. Look how close to the ocean it was in 1800. Look how far it has receded in 2020. All right, show me a picture from 1600. And everybody goes, well, what do you mean? I said, well, if 2020 it was way back here in the mountains, if in 1800 it was here close to the ocean, maybe in 1600 it was sticking out in the ocean 3 miles. Maybe this has just been a natural progression of a glacier receding. You just happen to be saying, well, we got a picture of it in 1800, we got a picture of it in 2020. Men caused this. Humans caused this. Look what we've done. Why? Well, because there's been a bunch of people around in the 1800s. Clearly, we've done this. But what if there was a picture? Or what if there was some record where this glacier was all the way out in the ocean in 1600? And this has just been a steady receding glacier. You don't know. You don't have pictures back then. You can't tell me that. What if it was just a natural progression, and now all of a sudden your theory looks like shit? Yeah. There's all sorts of examples like that where the Earth may just be on a natural cycle, a natural course. We have deep freezes, we have heat. There's stuff that happens. We didn't cause it before. There was all these scientists go, there's an ice age before. Yeah, what caused that? And if there was an ice age before, and now we're coming out of the ice age, what caused that? Now we're moving from ice age, out of an ice age, into something warmer. What caused that? Oh, humans did. Oh, fuck off. Just all of a sudden we're here. Yeah, I'm not buying it. But I like this part right here. Recent events that indicate the Earth's climate has entered uncharted territory. Good. Then shut the fuck up. What did he just say? Oh, he said shut the fuck up. Why? Because if we are in uncharted territory and you don't know what's going on, then shut up on how to fix it. This is coming out all over the place. There's these articles popping up everywhere. We are now in uncharted, unprecedented times of the Earth's global. We don't know what's going on. It's uncharted territory. Good. Then we're all in it together. Shut up. Stop talking about it. No, we have to correct it. You just said you didn't know what was going on. You just said we were in uncharted territory. So shut up. Quit bothering me about it anyway, because if you don't know where we're at and you don't know where we're going, you don't know what's going on, then you have no reason to tax me more money for my emissions so that you can pretend you know how to get out of this uncharted territory, because you don't. All right. Yeah, this is a big one too. I love this. There's two things. I'll try to put these back to back for you. I dig these a ton. Let me make sure the sheets, I'm not missing something in blue. There was one. James Balin, member for 6 months. 2 question. What was there climate change before humans walked the face of the earth, and will there be climate change after the human race is extinct? James Balin, who is a resident professor here at Gen X Talks, yes, is the answer to both questions. All right, so this thing, I'll try to put these 2 articles. These are worldwide things that are going on. LinkedIn has, you guys all know LinkedIn, not everybody uses it, but as far as the job market goes, as far as businesses, employees, and relationships and how all that comes together, is there a bigger company on the planet than these guys? No. I don't think there is. And what they do is they have their finger on the pulse of everything going on in this aspect. Okay. So what does it say? Holy grail of labor market. LinkedIn says the next big job shift will be hiring based on proven skills over college degrees. Why? Because employers are out there now. There is a shift through LinkedIn with millions of employers going, look, quit telling LinkedIn, quit sending us people that just have these extensive college degrees. They've gone to school for 12 or 15 years. I'm not talking about heart surgeons, okay? But you got to, do you have anybody that has some real experience? They would take real experience over degrees. Now, there is something to be said about a college degree, absolutely. But we all know throughout the whole planet, everyone's got no one wants to say it out loud. I'm going to say it out loud. No one wants to say it out loud. No one wants to be caught with their pants down with this one. I don't mind. College degrees are tainted. College degrees are tainted. We all know it. It's everybody's being quiet about it. Everybody's thinking it. Everybody feels it. You're just not allowed to say it. A college degree in business administration teaches you business administration. Teaches you tons of stuff I don't know. Makes you way smarter in business than I am, for sure. But we also know that your degree is tainted by the teachers, because almost all of the colleges and almost all of the professors now guide you through your business degree with diversity, equality, science about global warming, science about the environment as they perceive it. It's tainted, everything you do. So if you're going to get your business degree, a college professor will tell you, if you're going to get your business degree, make sure you attain this business degree and use it in this fashion. Make sure you get your business degree and lean towards diversity and inclusion and the woke movement and climate change. They're tainted. You should be taught that math is math, numbers are numbers, business is business, the do's, the don'ts, learn from the people's mistakes, learn from the stuff they did good. Now you got your degree, go out there. Don't saddle people with your fucking baggage, but they do. But now it's turning around. I told you guys, I started talking about this a year ago. The pendulum is beginning to swing the other way in a lot of areas. Here's one. The tainted college degrees are not holding the strength and the validity that they used to. Now, you can get on the press and the media and you can talk about this all I'm talking to you from a nuts and bolts street level, all right? That's all I'm talking about. Just common sense looking out my front door telling you what I see. I see a company like LinkedIn who actually has their fucking boots on the ground on this issue, who knows the employees, who knows the professors, who knows the college graduates, who knows the people hiring, the businesses, the corporations. They got the whole it's all they do. That's all they fucking do. And they're saying, it's trending. We're getting away from the degrees and getting more for hands-on. I'd rather have a hands-on person that gets the job done and knows what they're doing than a guy with a degree who's got an agenda and has never done it before. I'm just saying. Let me try to couple this with the other one. Let me see if I can find. Is this the one? Yeah, here it is. Here's the other one. This goes hand in hand. This is articles coming out all over. Here's just one of them. How corporate America is slashing diversity, equality, and inclusion workers amid the backlash to diversity programs. That's all we've done for the past 8 years is everyone will use pronouns, he, him, her, and we'll respect, and you're going to use it too, and we're going to have diversity, and we're going to have inclusion, we're going to have equity. You're going to pull all these things together, and human resources of big companies have forced everybody down this road, and they found a way to make it work. It wasn't comfortable. It wasn't easy. It was not the best thing for business. Of all the articles I've read over the years, I haven't found one company that all the companies go, yes, of course, diversity. We're very inclusive and we're very accepting and we've brought people in from all over and we are one of the most diversified companies there are. We are including everybody. None of them have put a comma at the end of that sentence and said, and we're a better company for it. Oh, yeah, we're a better company for doing that. Boy, am I glad we did these woke decisions. We are a stronger, more profitable, better company for it. Show me an article where someone has said that. And if you do, they're probably fucking lying just to look like heroes. Show me. They don't say that. Every person, every article, every person that's ever left a company says, well, we're doing it, but God, what a mess. And now, here's what the trigger was. Here's what it finally came down to. People complaining, going, why are you this is what the pandemic, too, really fucked everything into perspective. Why do I have to work twice as hard when Joe over there doesn't? Well, he doesn't do a really good job. We can only get him, he's only carrying about half the workload. So you're going to have to make up the rest. And you're not getting paid any extra for it. In fact, you and Joe are getting the same amount of money. Well, why do I have to work so much harder than Joe? Well, he's a diversity hire. We have to include him. Makes our numbers look good. But no, Joe's not pulling his weight over there. He's not getting it done. That's where it started. That's where the pendulum began to swing, was regular, run-of-the-mill, average people working, going, well, fuck this. This whole diversity thing sucks. I got a boss who's a diversity hire that doesn't know shit. I know more than my boss does. Now I'm surrounded with people that they're diversity hires and they're woke, and they're not doing the work. I'm doing the work. The problem started for these woke agenda people. The problem started within. It's not like people on the outside were attacking these companies and it made a difference. It made a difference on the inside out. It made a difference from the people going, okay, look, I'm not with this anymore. I'm not talking about it anymore. I'm done. I'm done. I'd rather have, my job's getting too hard. My boss is a fucking idiot. Let's just go back to whoever can do the job best. Let's just fucking get back to doing the job. The pendulum began to swing from inside these companies. And believe me, when you have the pendulum swinging on the inside of the company, along with big corporations making a mistake like Target and Bud Light and grocery stores that are doing these things, going, holy shit, we're fucking ourselves. Yeah. You're losing money on the outside because the world is walking away from you. You're losing money on the inside because the good employees, the ones you do count on, are sick of carrying the load. And the pendulum is swinging the other way. What do you think was going to happen? Did you think that everyone's just going to sit around, oh, well, I guess my job's just harder, and I guess I get less pay, and I got to work more and more stress. But hey, as long as Joe next to me is happy with his job, then I'm doing my part. Is that what you thought everyone was going to do? Are you that stupid? Come on, man. Anyway, those two articles for me go hand in hand. I dig that. Let me jump over here in blue. We did James Brayland. I'm already past that. Mike Perkins, I'm past his too. Tech Dumb Dead, because degrees do not equal work ethic or skills or experience. I have learned way more on the job than I ever did in college. Yeah, that's a good point. Tech Dumb Dead. Degrees do not mean you're going to have a good work ethic. It can, because you stuck out high school, you stuck out college, you earned the degree, you did the work. It can. College and high school train you to do things you don't want to do. It's one of the biggest lessons in school, because you're not going to enjoy every class. You're not going to get along with every teacher. You don't like all of the students in your class, but can you still go to class and do the work, even though you don't like it? Yeah. That's a big thing for this. So it's possible. Tech Dumb Dad, and my screen just jumped here. There was a tech do not equal ethics or skills. True. And just because you get the degree, because you pushed yourself through college and you have some self-discipline, you have some motivation, doesn't mean you're going to translate to the job. I hope it does. You spend a lot of money, you spend a lot of time. I'm hoping that your degree translates to good skills in the area you've chosen. That's what we want. But it doesn't always guarantee it. But if you got a guy who comes in with 6 or 7 years experience and he's been doing the job and he's got a resume where he says, this is the stuff I've done, that counts. That counts a ton. And as these articles are showing, the pendulum is swinging the other way. Good news for the world. Good news for the planet. Good news for my country, too. Boom, 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 boom. Here's an article that was kind of funny. I know I'm bouncing around here. They act like there's 2 articles that came out, so I just thought I'd touch on them. Gen Z and Millennials on a budget say they're dumping their wealthier friends because they're afraid of the lifestyle because it creates competition, it creates envy, and it creates a bad feeling in you. Okay, let me stop you right there. This is not a generational thing. This is not Generation Z. This is not Generation Y Millennials. My wife and I have gone through this. You tend to hang out with people that not only that you're like, that you associate with, that you have the same common beliefs with, or things like that, but also your economic station. Let's be fair. My wife and I, years ago, we began hanging out with a group of people, and several couples in this group were very wealthy. And they weren't bad people. They were good people, smart people, very loving, very kind, but they started doing things we couldn't afford. And by not afford, some of them, we couldn't fucking afford it. Other ones, we could probably have attended what they wanted to do, but it would have maxed out all of our credit cards. We just politely began to pull back, not because we didn't like these people. I didn't say I don't like them because they're rich and we're not hanging out with you because you're rich. We just said, look, some of the things you guys enjoy doing, we just can't afford to do it. And they understood, and so there's some things we did with them, but most of them we didn't, and eventually we lost touch. That happens to everybody. At some point in your life, you're going to be on both ends of that spectrum. You're going to hang out with people that have too much money. You're like, I can't keep up with them. And you wish you could maybe, but you just can't. So you pull away and you find yourself a social circle where everybody's drinking the same beer and everybody's driving the same pickup truck. It's something you fit into more. Not that you don't like the people, but you're also going to find out one day that maybe you're sitting around a campfire and there's people that can't hang out with you, because they just financially don't have the money to do the things as often as you do them or go to the places you go. It's possible. So they're acting like this is a brand new Generation Z, but they're saying it like these guys are courageous. The article goes on to say how courageous and how just the vision that Generation Z has to know their limitations and say, I dare not hang with thee. I shall find my path here with my common people. They're not doing that. They're not doing anything different than we've all fucking done our whole goddamn lives. It's just common sense, man. When you open your wallet and a moth flies out, you ain't going to Catalina for the weekend. Got it? The millennials and Gen Zs aren't noble. They're painting the picture that they're so wise in their decisions. No, they're crying on the dock as the boat pulls away with their friends, just like everyone else. They're not heroic. They're not smart. They're not wise. They're broke. just like we were broke. Just like you've been broke. Just like I'll probably fucking broke again. Okay? I get the article. I get what you're saying about, but I don't agree with you painting them as prophets. They can see ahead and they're diligently. No, they're not. We've all done this. It's called growing up, being a fucking adult, living within your means. Try it sometime. It works. Man, do I need some whiskey. PayPal $100 from Wayne. Now, Wayne dropped in $100 on PayPal, but Wayne didn't say where it went. He didn't say that Gen X mom should get her nails done. He didn't say that Gen X mom should get a new 9-hole table because I've ruined this one. No. Wayne dropped in $100, didn't say where it went. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you've been part of this program for 2 years. Any unallocated funds, come on, say it with me. Where do they go? That's right. The whiskey fund. We have to keep me internally lubricated at all times. Wayne, thank you for that. Actually, Wayne, right now your money's going towards the studio, and that's a big thing. Thank you very much for doing that. Brian Young, Gen X Talks, what do you think of ASC certifications? Real quick, what Brian's asking about, ASC is Automotive Service Excellence, and they're very difficult tests in automotive repair to put out, to get a little patch, you get a little plaque, and it tests how much knowledge you have in working on cars. Now, to say this bluntly, the tests are very difficult. They're not easy. ASC tests are designed where they give you a test and there's 4 right answers sometimes, and you have to pick the most right. And it's a big deal. It's a big test. They're kind of expensive, and you have to have so many years of training before they actually count. But people that are good test takers can get all the certifications. I've worked next to guys at dealership that every patch on their arm that ASC can offer, and I had maybe half. And I whipped their ass on fixing cars. I was faster. I was smarter. I could diagnose things 10 times faster than any of those motherfuckers any day of the week. And the service manager paid me more because I was more valuable. He had more patches. He's a good test taker. But that's the exception to the rule. I would say that if you can pass ASC tests, most mechanics that pass those tests have a good understanding of how the automotive industry works from beginning to end. And you got to remember that when you're a mechanic, you're a mechanic, you're a little bit of a machinist, a little bit of a plumber, a little bit of an electrician, a computer software guy. You got to be a little bit into hydraulics, know how hydraulics work. There's quite a bit more than just a twist and a wrench when you're a mechanic. And you guys got to also remember they change every 6 months. Cars change every 6 months. So it's a very difficult field to keep up with. So if you have your ASC patches, you at least have the fundamentals down. If you have ASC patches and time under your belt where someone's paid you to do a job, because they'll cut you loose in 6 months to a year if you can't cut it. But if you know a mechanic who's been on the job for a long time and getting paid, and he's got a certification, there's a good chance that dude's got it going on. True story. All right, hope that answers your question. Gen X Talk, screw keeping up with the Joneses. I march to my own beat and move in circles of regular folks. To hell with the snobs. That's Joe DeMitt. Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was pointing out. Wayne Slager, $100, or regarding the $100. Wait a minute. RE $100. Wayne from Wayne the 100. Okay, all right. New member. Put it in the whiskey fund. I guess the studio will work too. Get some Gentleman Jack General. I will. E. Ross, welcome. He's an extra. Thanks. You guys better say something to E. Ross. Whenever you see the green names go by as a subscriber, say something. I miss it. I don't get the chance to say thank you, welcome. Please say something to those guys. You guys have been around a long time. Tech Dumb Dad, member for 1 month, and he's already at the level of KGXT Studios. Hit that like button, folks. It does matter. I know. I forget to whore myself out. Please hit the like, subscribe, and bell. It does count. It does mean something. I don't know how it figures into the scheme of things. That's not my job, but I never say it. I miss every episode, every live stream. I never bring it up. Please, whatever you're supposed to do with that shit, hit the bells and stuff and do that, because I'm sorry, I forgot the like, subscribe, the bell, whatever. Also, anybody who joins or anybody who upgrades to the level KGXT Studios, I know it's a couple bucks. The only thing I can offer you is knowing what we're doing with that radio station that's coming and why it's important. Okay, that's one. And number two, just as a perk, we're going to put a webcam 24/7 in the studio. You guys, if you're at that level of membership, we're going to email you a link, and you can be part of that conversation. You can be part of that webcam anytime you want to. And that's a big thing. It'll be on all the time. If it's dark, it means nobody's in there. Figure it out. But on the times when we're doing work, we're doing anything, having lunch, having a pizza, running around naked, you guys will be able to see it. But only if you're part of the KGXT Studios. We're just trying to offset some of the costs that are coming. And they're coming. And they're going to, the industry is going to try to squash us. And we're going to fight. I'm going to push back real hard. I'm going to spend some money pushing for the kid in the studio and the station. We'll see how it goes. I'm committed to go for a year, and with your help, we'll see if we can make it longer. All right. Mike Easy, new member, I need you to stream on Friday night so I can drink with you and chat. I can't. Friday night, we do a garage show. Most of the time, it's not too hot. We do a garage show. My wife will carry a camera on for an hour. I'll show you some of the tools that I got, some of the weird things I've collected in my garages, an eclectic mess of things from years gone by. But we do that on Friday nights. But if you want to drink, then go to the Saturday night show. Saturday night is the Bottom of the Glass Nation show. It's a great bunch of people. It's a tight-knit family. It grows a little bit every month, but we're pretty selective about who we include in there. If you're an asshole, you got to go. But if you're a cool cat wanting to hang out with some dark glasses, a cigar, and a whiskey, you're in, baby. You're in. Mike, check out the Saturday night show. It's a lot of fun. Mike Perkins, my man, Big Red One. If you guys see anybody with the Big Red One next to their name, they put in their time. Let me tell you, $49.99, $50. Turn my whole screen pink. Half a C note. 10 for ZEO Taco Bell. I'm going to tell that, hey, kid, we got $50. 10 goes for you and 40 goes to for the studio fund. Mike knows all about the studio fund. Mike has been swinging hammers trying to help us finish the studio. Personally, he's been here. He knows. Dude, member for 6 months. General, just fill in the holes with wood putty and give the table back to mom. It's just part of the history of the table. Oh, I'm going to steal that. She is going to, you know what, dude? You're lucky she doesn't put you in the woodshed right now. In YouTube, you can put people in the woodshed. You can put them in a timeout for 5 minutes. Dude, you just told me to give the table back to mom. Fill in the holes of the dining room table. I drilled holes in this table so we could build a makeshift studio here. My wife's not happy. You guys know. If you guys are members and you go to the YouTube community section, you can scroll back and see all sorts of inside skinny on the Gen X Talks family and stuff we've done over the past 2 years. A lot of it has to do with the table in the studio and the mix. Oh, she's going to kick your ass, dude. I mean, you're going to wish you didn't say that shit. All right, where was I? All right, here's a quick story that bugs the piss out of me. Tourist who defaced Italy's Coliseum says he was unaware of its age. Let me say that again. Tourist who defaced Italy's Coliseum says he was unaware of the age. If you read the article, the cops fucking grabbed him and said, "What the fuck are you doing, man? This thing's like 1,000 years old and you're fucking it up." Now, he didn't, you know what? He didn't come out and say, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that." He said, "Oh, it's 1,000 years old? It's really old? I didn't know. I didn't know it was really old. I didn't know it was thousands of years old. I didn't know that. I clearly wouldn't have done it if I'd have known." You stupid dumb shit. Who cares about the exact age of the Coliseum? We only have so many things on this planet that are historical, you guys. You know, we've only got so many things that are part of history. Good history, bad history, great things, not so great things. But they're part of history and who we are. And man, just don't deface it. Don't chip away at it. There's not much of it left. And especially stuff over in Rome. Before my fat ass gets a chance to go see it, you guys are going to start graffitiing on it and stuff. And you're going to see, what is it? Ziggy's character on Kilroy was here. Is that what's I'm going to see everywhere? Nobody understands what that means because you're young. Kilroy was here. If you don't understand what that means, please leave my live stream. You're too young to even be around here. But that was a real thing. Kilroy was here. Anyway. That has got to be the dumbest excuse. I don't remember in the article, but I'm going to guess this dude was under the age of 30. What other fucking moron would get caught with a spray can in his hand and go, "Oh, wait a sec, is this old? Oh, this is that old. I didn't know. I only spray paint things that are 100 years old or younger. I didn't, oh, this is older than that. Yeah, see, had I known, I would have done that." What kind of dipshit fucking answer is that? You guys, I swear to Christ almighty. All right, there was more stuff to yeah, so you guys have heard about it. It's going to happen. The cage fight between these two. They're actually going to go in and wrestle. Are they just wrestling? Has anybody, because they're billing it as a cage fight, and they're serious about it. Every article goes, no, they're doing this. They're serious. Are they going to throw punches? Are they going to have big boxing type gloves on? I mean, if you're in a cage match, if Joe Rogan's going to run this shit, I mean, I would say gloves off. Fuck them up, man. Go in there and why can't, we have backyard shit like this where I live all the time. No, not in my backyard, but we have backyard barbecues where they do little things, competition, knock each other, wrestle and shit, but people lose a tooth, you break your nose, you definitely come away bruised and bloody. What are these guys going to wrap themselves in bubble wrap and then go do it? No, come on, man. Take the gloves off. Knock a motherfucker out. I hope. I have never paid money to go to a UFC fight. I've only paid on pay-per-view a couple of times because my sons were really into it and they wanted to have a bunch of people over. I did that. But I'd pay to see this. I'd pay double to see Zuckerberg get his ass whipped. I don't know that he's going to. He may be a scrappy kid there. He might be. But I'd pay good money to have Elon walk out there and just mop the floor with this dude. That's just me. You guys may feel differently where you live, and I don't know. It's just a thing. It's just maybe it's an American dumb thing. Maybe I'm just a dumb mechanic in the middle of the desert. It's possible. All right, let me jump back here between the sheets. A few more things going on in here. Doom, doom, doom. Adam Pedley, hey, gentlemen, what do you think about car companies' policy for planned obsolescence? Hold on to that thought. I want to get back to that car thing. Mr. Fribble, never did you have to go and further aggravate me at Gen X Locks, those idiots and the ones that swarm in UNESCO defended the canals. You lost me on there. Just ones that swarm in the UNESCO defended canals. Mr. Fribble, you caught me at a disadvantage, sir. I'm lost on the topic. King Wise and Oak, member for 6 months. People like that guy that deface. That is why we can't have nice things. Yes, King Wise and Oak. Absolutely true. There should be such stiff penalties, like we cut your dick off if you're going to deface, stuff like that. That's important to human history. Human history, all of us. It's important for the whole planet. And they should do something where people stay away from it. They should do something so severe that people remember, hey, you know what? I was going to go take a piss on this on the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but I heard what happened, so I'm going to go piss on that police car. Good. I'd rather have you do that. Wayne Slager, $100, turned my whole screen red over here. Did I miss that in the super chat? Did that blow by? It did. The whole thing went by up there. Wayne, man, you are coming to the rescue of the World Show. Do you know the World Show never generates any money? It hardly ever generates any. A few viewers, a few subscribers, good stories, great conversations. Some of the greatest conversations we've ever had have been on the World Show. That's why we like doing them so much. There's so much interaction between people wherever you are around the world. But Wayne has single-handedly said this show will not go quietly into the night, and he's not wrong about that. Thank you, Wayne. New member says, you are the best, Wayne. Thanks for hanging out. Hope to see you more. Not just if you're going to donate money. No, I appreciate that a ton because it's going towards the studio. But to have new people interact is great. And all the names you see, like Castro Capone and Kai in there, those names are in white. They're not members yet. Those are new people or returning newer people that are not members. They're in here just because they want to be part of things and speak and talk. Okay? You guys got to remember, all the green names are members. All the blue names are staff. But the names that are in white are people that genuinely just want to come hang out from all corners of the planet, and they just want to have conversations. They want to listen. They want to talk. They want to talk with you guys in here in the comments. They want to talk with me. Don't count them out. That's really hugely important when you see those names go by, to interact with them. Don't blow them off. They're people too. Kai says $5. Just talking about Kai, and here it is. It's not much, but I couldn't keep up. It's yours. Whiskey Fund or Mom's Table. Yeah, Kai, don't ever do that again. Whiskey Fund's okay. Don't ever say you're donating to Mom's Table, because she will come right in here and rip $5 out of my wallet and go, I'm getting a new table. I like the dude's idea. He said, fill it in. When Lionheart gets out here next week, we're going to fill in this table, sand it, stain it, and give it right back to her and say, thank you for letting us borrow it. Ashley, member for 10 months, bottom of the Glass Nation. See, still 10 months for the last 4. Love you guys. I'm not sure what you see, still 10 months for the last. I don't know what you're saying there. Chris, and it says STO because she didn't put the whole thing up here. So I have no idea who STO is, unless I can look it up. Chris Stockham. But see, I had to do the homework on my own. She didn't put it right here. Chris Stockham gifted 1 membership to Chipmunk Brandy. Chipmunk Brandy. You can now go to the community section, peek behind the curtain, and see what's going on. All right. So listen, we covered a bunch of stuff here. I told you I wanted this thing to flow. Not always do we get a chance to have them flow in the right order, but today there was no notes. I did some homework, and I just wanted to go through some pictures of some stuff and talk about things that were on my mind. I got one last one, and this one you guys may be mad at me about. One last one on here, and I'll make it quick, I promise, because you guys may be angry. Let's see, Twitter, Earth, territory. Someone's at my front door. My wife's handling it. And now my son came to stop us there, so I'm okay. All right. You guys, we're not in the studio. We're in my fucking house. You're going to have to deal with some of this shit. All right. The last thing is, and this is a topic that I want to talk about in detail, but I can't do it right now. The Ninth Circuit Court, Ninth Circus Course, as we say out here, orders cities and towns cannot force homeless people off the street. Now, this is a 2-hour topic. I'm giving it to you just in 4 minutes. I don't believe we have to leave homeless people decorating our city streets. But when you when you uphold a rule, when you uphold a law, or when you knock down a city ordinance that you can't remove homeless people, you're reinforcing them just being there. Now, I'm not getting into how they got there. I'm not getting into what to do with them, but they shouldn't be allowed to just be on a public street. It disrupts the flow of the city, the town, the businesses. It messes with everything. I believe that's wrong. We should be able to move. I'm not saying you take a fire hose and just wash them all away. No. I'm saying it's like, look, dude, if you're not going to pick up your shit and move off the street, I say arrest them. Now, hold on. Not in a bad way. In a good way, like gather up their stuff, save their things, take them, arrest them. You get their picture, you get their fingerprints, right? We know who they are. You get their name. Then we get them fixed up medically. You give them food. You give them a hot shower. You wash their clothes, give them clean clothes, and then let them out. I didn't say put them in jail. I said arrest them so we can see who's doing what. We know who these people are now. And then we say, now, would you like just to let you back out on the street? But we do have a facility over here that's got beds and showers, and we can get you in some sort of a program. We can help you out, and we can get you some counseling. I mean, if we arrest them and take them off the street, imagine if you had, 20,000 homeless people on your streets of your town, and you arrested them all this weekend. Cleaned up the town. Now the town's right where you want it. There's no homeless people. You take all 20,000 of them, you give them medical, you give them some dental, you give them some counseling, a hot shower. Now you have to do it under the guise of arresting them because you can't force them just to go places, but you can do it if they're breaking a law, if they're not where they're supposed to be. But then we get pictures and IDs. We know these people. We know who they are. We can care for them, prop them back up, and if they don't want to stay, let them out. But at least we've bettered every one of them. And I'm going to bet that some of them would say, yeah, what's the facility? Where can I go? Let me get off the street. Let me do some stuff here. Some people want all the way to education and higher. Some people just want to go back to the street. But I'm saying if you clean it up, there's no way every single one of them goes back on the street where they are. No way. So if you arrested them and you cleaned them all up, you've bettered them, even if it's just showers and medical and food, you've bettered them. You got them in a better spot, even if they go back to the street, but not all of them will. That's just me talking common sense. There's probably some shit I don't know about. But if you're asking Generation X, if you're asking for some common sense, some old person point of view, that's what I'm thinking. Now, there's probably stuff I don't know. I fuck that shit up all the time. I do. Anyway, look, it's time for me to go. I just want to throw that in there. I would like to have a homeless person discussion with you about more stuff. I don't know if it's the same around the world. I don't know. I think that over there, like in Europe, you guys are dealing with a lot of this, aren't you? Maybe not as much as we are, but I think you guys are dealing with it too. How are you guys dealing with it? Does my idea sound like it might work for where you're at? It sounds like it might work where I'm at least in my town. All right, look, I got to go. I got to run. My weekend has to start tonight on Facebook. We'll try to do a garage show. Then tomorrow night is the Bottom of the Glass Nation in between live streams. Listen, before you go, listen. In between live streams, we hang out at a place called Discord. Gen X Talks has a Discord server. It's just chat rooms. It's just, you want to talk about guns, go to the gun room. You want to talk about politics, go to the politics room. You want to talk about food, go to the food room. That's what they're there for. But it's all people like us in the community from all over the world. And Lionheart is the supreme overlord in Discord. If you have a question, you have a problem, you don't know how to do something, contact him. Lionheart is in there. He's got an email. He's on staff. He's easy to find, and he will guide you through what's going on. If you got a problem, a dispute, you don't feel like you're getting, call Lion. He's the guy. But Discord is where we hang out. We throw out the assholes and keep the cool people. We have all sorts of discussions. Nobody believes all the same things. This is why we're discussing it, man. We hang out there. So if you guys want to go and do this and continue the comment section long after the live stream's over, go to Discord. It's free. You just log in and go hang out whenever you want. All hours of the day or night, there's always somebody in there talking. You got to check it out. It's good stuff. Listen, I got to go. I got stuff I got to try to get to this weekend. The kid's up and moving. We got a bunch of stuff we're supposed to do. I got handed a honey-do list a fucking mile long from my wife. And on top of that, there's Gen X Talk stuff that apparently I have to participate in. Kai says $5 fine, 5 for you and 5 for mom. Thanks, Kai. I appreciate you. Turning my screen teal right there. One last time before we go, remember, wherever you go, there you are, and however you're listening to us all around the planet, AM, FM, Sirius XM, or perhaps on the Armed Service Radio Network. Remember, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Don't think I won't, because I will.